Okay, I think we're alive. All right, we are going to have a story time today, coming after my own heart, because these are things that my guys love to do. They love to babysit their grandpa, and they love to think about engineering stuff. So, whether you're a boy or a girl, whatever, we are going to read some cool stories on how to do some neat stuff. I think first off, we need to start off with how to babysit a grandpa because, that's just cool. So we'll start with this one and then we'll go to this one. But first we have to do our story. So or our song, All right. So if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, then your head will surely know it. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, rub your tummy. If you're ready for a story, rub your tummy. If you're ready for a story, then your head will surely know it. If you're ready for a story, rub your tummy. If you're ready for a story, sit so still. If you're ready for a story, sit so still. If you're ready for a story, then your head will surely know it. If you're ready for a story, sit so still. All right. And again, we are doing these live on Facebook, but we load them up to our YouTube page every once in a while. Depends on how crazy life is. But you can look for them there, and we will have the same kind of titles, so you can find them by story. If you come across one that does not have that title done yet, that is my bad. I will get to that. So, all right. So, let's start off now that we've had our song and everything. Maybe get this where we can see the book a little bit better. Okay, so this was, remember, How to Babysit a Grandpa. And then we're going to read our engineer story. Okay, so how to babysit a grandpa. Babysitting a grandpa is fun if you know how. When your grandpa rings the doorbell, what should you do? Hide! You might wiggle and want to giggle, but don't yell grandpa. Not yet. Shh. How to stay quiet. Pretend you're a shark waiting for lunch. Act like a pirate spy. Be as still as a lion statue. As soon as your grandpa says, "I give up," pop out and shout, "Here I am!" When your mom and dad leave, pat your grandpa's hand and say, "Don't worry, they always come back." Then right away, ask him if he's hungry. Snacks for a grandpa. Ice cream topped with cookies. Olives served on fingertips. Anything dipped in ketchup. Cookies topped with ice cream. That ice cream and cookies thing seems to be in there twice. After snacks, it's time to take your grandpa for a walk. When it's cold, bundle up. Can you guys see how much that grandpa is bundled up? When it's sunny, sunscreen up, especially the top of his head. Remember to grab his hand when you cross the street and remind him to look both ways. What to do on a walk? Step over sidewalk cracks. Look for lizards, cool rocks, and dandelion puffs. If there's a puddle or a sprinkler, show him what to do. And look what you have to do with the puddle. You have to teach Grandpa how to jump in the puddle. When you're back at home, have him shut his eyes while you get ready, and then how to entertain a grandpa. Somersault across the room, put on a scary play, show off your muscles. You may want to have some extra tricks. Grandpas always clap for more. Pretty soon he'll want to join the fun, so play with your grandpa too. How to play with a grandpa. March with your drum and give him a kazoo. Build a pirate cave. Make sure you can both fit. Watch out for sharks in the water. Don't let your feet touch the floor. When your grandpa says nap time, it's time for his nap. The best way to put him to sleep is to have him read a long book. over and over and over and look, Grandpa fell asleep. Good job. Even if you're sleepy too, babysitters have to stay awake. While he naps, draw a picture for his fridge. What to draw for Grandpa? A pirate shark battle, your favorite dinosaur, you and your grandpa splashing in a puddle. Then, wake up your grandpa. You might want to try lifting him with your muscles, tickling his nose and his toes, singing on top of old Smoky softly, then louder and louder. Now ask, will Mom and Dad be home soon? Your grandpa will look at the clock and say, yikes! Soon, very soon. Good babysitters can't leave messes, so turn on some bouncy music and get to work. When you hear your mom and dad, grab your grandpa's hand and pull him behind the couch and show him how to be quiet. Check the how to stay quiet list earlier in the book. And whisper, see, Grandpa, they always come back. Look at that, the house is clean and there's Mom and Dad. Now comes the hardest part, goodbye time. How to say goodbye to Grandpa. Surprise him with the picture. Give him hugs and a kiss, a hug and a kiss, and a hug and a kiss. And ask, when can I babysit you again? Aw. And I bet Grandpa had fun. All right, that was how to babysit a grandpa. And now, Rosie Revere, engineer. Let's see what this one has to say for us. All right, this is the story of Rosie Revere, who dreamed of becoming a great engineer. In Lila Greer's classroom at Blue River Creek, young Rosie sat shyly, not daring to speak. But when no one saw her, she peeked in the trash for treasures to add to her engineer's stash. And late at night, Rosie rolled up her sleeves and built in her hideaway under the eaves. Oh my goodness, look at that. Alone in her attic, the moon high above, dear Rosie made gadgets and gizmos she loved. And when she grew sleepy, she hid her machines far under the bed where they'd never be seen. When Rosie was young, she had not been so shy. She worked with her hair swooping over one eye and made fine inventions for uncles and aunts, a hot dog dispenser and helium pants. The uncles she loved most was Zookeeper Fred. She made him a hat to keep snakes off his head, from parts of a fan and some cheddar cheese spray, which everyone knows keeps the pythons away. And when it was finished, young Rosie was proud, but Fred slapped his knee and he chuckled out loud. He laughed till he wheezed and his eyes filled with tears, all to the horror of Rosie Revere, who stood there embarrassed, perplexed, and dismayed. She looked at the cheese hat and then looked away. I love it, Fred hooted. Oh, I do. But Rosie Revere knew that could not be true. She stuck the cheese hat on the back of her shelf, and after that day, kept her dreams to herself. And that's how it went until one autumn day, her oldest relation showed up for a stay. Her great-great-aunt Rose was a true dynamo, who'd worked building airplanes a long time ago. She told Rosie tales of the things she had done, and goals she had checked off her list one by one. She gave a sad smile as she looked up to the sky. The only thrill left on my list is to fly. But time never lingers as long as it seems. I'll chalk that one up to an old lady's dreams. That night, as Rosie lay wide-eyed in her bed, a daring idea crept into her head. Could she build a gizmo to help her aunt fly? She looked at the cheese hat and said, "No, not I." But questions are tricky, and some hold on tight, and this one kept Rosie awake through the night. So when dawn approached and red streaks lit the sky, young Rosie knew just how to make her aunt fly. She worked and she worked till the day was half gone, then hauled her cheese copter out onto the lawn to give her invention a test just to see the ridiculous flop it might turn out to be. Strapped into the cockpit, she flipped on the switch. Then Helio Cheesecopter sputtered and twitched. It floated a moment and whirled round and round, then froze for a heartbeat and crashed to the ground. Then Rosie heard laughter and turned round to see the old woman laughing and slapping her knee. She laughed till she wheezed and her eyes filled with tears, all to the horror of Rosie Revere, who thought, "Oh no, never, not ever again will I try to build something to sputter or spin, or build with a lever, switch, or a gear, and never will I be a great engineer." She turned round to leave, but then Great-Great-Aunt Rose grabbed hold of young Rosie and pulled her in close, and hugged her and kissed her and started to cry. "You did it! Hooray! It's the perfect first try! This great flop is over, it's time for the next." Young Rosie was baffled, embarrassed, perplexed. "I failed," said dear Rosie. It's just made of trash. Didn't you see it? The cheesecopter crashed." "Yes," said her great aunt. "It crashed, that is true. But first it did just what it needed to do. Before it crashed, Rosie, before that, it flew." "Your brilliant first flop was a raging success. Come on, let's get busy and on to the next." She handed a notebook to Rosie Revere, who smiled at her aunt as it all became clear. Life might have its failures, but this was not it. The only true failure can come if you quit. They worked till the sun sneaked away to its bed. Aunt Rose tied her headscarf round Rosie's head and sent her to sleep with a smile ear to ear to dream the bold dreams of a great engineer. At Blue River Creek, all the kids in grade 2 build gizmos and gadgets and doohickeys too. With each perfect failure, they all stand and cheer, but none quite as proudly as Rosie Revere. You guys see Rosie? That was Rosie Revere, engineer. This is in the Simla library, the Simla branch, and it's really quite cute. We've got a couple others in this series that we're going to be reading here in the next few days, about a scientist and president and stuff, because really you can do whatever you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be. So that is truly inspiring. And these books are both in the Simla library again. If you want, we are back to curbside only, but if you want, just give whichever branch is closest to you, give them a call, tell them what kind of books you're looking for. If your little one is starting to read and you want some books that you read a bit and then they read a bit, we have those. Just let them know. I need some books about dinosaurs, or I need some books about trucks, or about hair, or whatever. We have all sorts of books. You don't have to know the title. We can help you find your books, and we can get them ready for you and bring them out to you curbside. So give us a shout. We love to read to your kids, but we also love it when you read to your kids and when they read to themselves especially. So give us a shout, let us know, and we can get you what you need. Thank you, Cindy. I like these. I like the creative problem-solving books. So, okay, that's it for story time today, and we will see you again on Wednesday. and you know, have fun. It's a nicer-ish day outside today, so maybe you can go grab some sticks and some twine and some whatever and build something. And then send me pictures and let me know what you built. All right. Bye, guys. We'll see you later.